like a vibe. Whoa, when you low, when you high. Girl, going up, going down, turn around, love the way you moving now.
My bad. The volume was off. Assalamu alaikum. It's your brother Malcolm Flex TV. We alive. And we in the building. You know. And I wanted to send some shout outs to the brothers and sisters who are in the chat room. First, let me applaud y'all, those who showed up for this live stream. If I can get a round of applause. Okay, nothing. All right. Well, I'm not sure if y'all was able to hear that. But yeah. Shout out to brother Josh Mason. That's my brother right there. All praises is due to Allah. Shout out to brother Daniel E. Muhammad. Brother Kemet God Reloaded. Brother Real Eyes. Brother Parker, a.k.a. Name Family. Dr. Marole. Who else in the building? Brother Super Mike, Brother T.O., Brother Taurus, and Brother Super Mike. Okay. All praises due to Allah family. Assalamu alaikum. And yeah, I wanted to do a review to this video that was done, this interview that was done by our sister Vicki X Dillard and Jesse Peterson. And man, very, very entertaining and very, very educational for those who are wisdom seekers, knowledge seekers, okay? And I wanted to do this video based on that, dedicated to this interview. And all those brothers and sisters who are waiting for the trivia game show and the giveaway is coming. It's coming. Your brother has just been tweaking some stuff, and I have some things that's been coming up as well that have interfered with the date that was planned. But we are planning to do it on August 25th. So please put that on your calendars. It's going down for sure. August 25th. I have my mystery co-host is on board, and they will also be on deck, inshallah. Okay, it is going down. All I need, my viewers, is just to be a little bit patient with your brother. Okay, 'cause I'm just trying to get some things right. Today I was supposed to take my son Alfonso Jr. Okay, to paintballing, but this guy, okay, decides to get up and just go to Arkansas with his mom to a family reunion and don't even tell me. Okay, I done reserved a day at the at Paintball USA out here in California, and this guy said, you know what, I'm finna go out of state with my mom to a family reunion. Don't even tell my dad I'm leaving. So yeah, I got a bone to pick with that little guy, you know. But today has been a great day, a great Saturday. All praises due to Allah. It's been a good day. Wanted to know how the family was doing before we get started, cause we getting ready to go in. So I just want to know how y'all doing. All those who are in the building that are patiently waiting for this live stream. Because we got some people in the house. We got some people in the building, you know. And I plan on delivering. Like I said, I'm going to deliver as far as the trivia and giveaway. Okay, and we still giving away the free Ramadan workout by LTP, the leaders of the pack. All praises due to Allah. Okay, but yeah. Let's get started, cause this should be good. This should be good. Okay, let me see if I can pull up this video. Okay, hold on one second. Brother Real Wise said he came from the gym just now getting that money. Praise be to Allah. Let's see if we can pull up this video. Let's see how it look on video. Okay, hold on real quick. Before I get started with this, let me make sure I can hear it as well. I want to make sure that I can hear it while we're live. Hold on one second. I want to make sure I can hear it. I think I should be able to hear it. Hold on one second. We getting ready to go in. All right. Want to see how it look on video, and just want to know if y'all can see it. Cause if it looks good, we can go in. If not, I can switch it. Okay, y'all can see that. Y'all can see that clearly. Praise be to Allah. All right, so let's get started. Very interesting interview. There were a lot of good points made by our sister, Vicki X Dillard, and I want to also respond to a lot of stuff that this man, Jesse Peterson, has also said. So let's begin. Can y'all hear it? Okay, y'all can hear it. Okay. Hold on one second, because I'm hearing it. I want to see why y'all not hearing it. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let me make sure y'all can hear. I think I might know why. Hold on. Mic check. So y'all couldn't hear me just now at all? Okay, okay. Audio. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, my mic is on. Yeah, I know y'all can't hear the audio to the video. I'm just trying to find out why. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me see if y'all can hear it again. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me now? Want to make sure y'all can hear me. Okay, cool. Now let's see if we can get this audio now. Wait, hold on. All right. Let's see if we can get this. Make sure it's right. Okay, cool. Now let's see if we can get this audio now. Wait, hold on. All right. Okay, I think the echo gone.
It's such a powerful tool to our 464-year-old open enemy. I want to congratulate you on being nominated for what we call the Coon Award.
I got that. I have one right here. Look.
Everybody that's watching us, please put your digital hands together.
You see
and
it?
Congratulate our Reverend Jesse Peterson for working on behalf of white supremacy and against his own people.
What's a coon? I have with me a guest joining us today, Vicki Dillard. And Vicki is a contributor at Fly Newbern Queen. FlyNewbernQueen.com.
Let's get it.
And the founder of On Purpose with Vicki. Well, she say foundress, but I think that was an accident in the typing. Founder of On Purpose with Vicki. Vicki, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. And I am indeed the foundress. That is the female term.
Oh, so you made that word up?
No, not at all.
It's not a real word, right? I'm sorry?
I said, no, not at all. It's just not commonly used.
See, he's trying to clown.
I got you. Well, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. Happy White History Month.
Thank you so much. And it's interesting. Happy White History Month to you, too. And in celebration, I want to suggest to your audience that they should read the book White Rage by Carol Anderson that talks about the pathology and the problems with white people and why they are acting out in such a time as this.
Amazing. And so do you believe that white people are acting out?
Oh, my gosh, to be sure. I don't believe it. The facts tell us that.
And where's the proof that white people are acting out?
Well, I think that every day, whenever we get a chance to pick up our phones and look through the media, when you hear such names as Brandon Weber and Charlene Lyles and Deborah and Rakia Boyd and Maya, and when we hear such names as Eric Garner and Tamir Rice and Botham Jean and E.J. Bradford and Michael
Who are those
Brown,
people?
Yes, all of these are individuals that were murdered by racist white people or shot by racist white people.
Right.
That's more than enough proof that white folk are acting out.
Had those thugs that you just named off been decent people and followed the instruction of the officer like normal people do, would they be alive today?
Now listen. Now my man started off, he said, now, if those thugs, okay, now the sister named Eric Garner, Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland, and a whole host of other victims of white savages in our community who carried badges, this man called our brothers and sisters who were victims of them thugs. Okay, now this is going to show us all where this man is going with this. Okay, because he wants to know if they behaved a certain way. Okay, what happened to them had happened if they would have behaved any other kind of way instead of the way that they acted. Okay, now listen. Watch how Sister Vicki handles this brother.
Well, what we know is, for example, Tamir Rice, there was no instruction given. And we have, of course, the video footage that shows that in a matter of a couple of seconds, the beast...
No, that's not what I ask you. I ask if those people had been decent black people and followed the instruction of the officer, once confronted by the police officer, had they followed the instruction as decent people would do, would they be alive today?
Well, your question is not.
See, but now he's saying if they would have acted as decent people. But I mean, when these people were aggressed upon, they were not committing any crimes. Okay, these were decent people who didn't want to be harassed by police officers. This is what continuously go on in the community, black men and women being constantly harassed by police.
Nonsensical because no direction was given to Tamir Rice, for example. He was just shot on contact.
We're not talking about Tamir Rice. They thought that he took the orange on his little BB gun or whatever type of gun he had. It wasn't a real gun. The little orange thing should have been taken off or should have been on. One of the ways that they would have known it wasn't a real gun. But unfortunately, he has changed the dynamic of that gun. That's why he...
Now listen. Now, this dude isn't all that intelligent and articulate because he is trying to describe the toy gun that Tamir Rice had. Okay? And he don't even know whether or not the orange piece should have been off or on. Okay, now growing up, you know, we all understood that when you got a toy gun, you know, don't paint the orange part black, you know, leave it on so just in case if the police rolled up on you, they can know it's a toy gun. Okay, but any intelligent human being should know the difference between a child and a grown man, you know what I mean, carrying a pistol. Come on, man. You see, as young as Tamir Rice was when he was murdered, come on, man, any intelligent adult would know enough to not just roll up on a child and just shoot a child down. Okay, that don't even make no sense. But let's keep watching.
He's there today. And he was out there. People thought he had a real gun. They called the cops on him. And that's why he's there today. So I want to go back to my question. Had those black people acted as decent people should act when stopped by the cops, would they be alive today?
Well, first of all, your question makes no sense in most of those cases. Many of the cases, as you well know, our beloved black brothers and sisters' hands were up. So they were actually following the directions of the police officers when they were murdered.
That's not true.
But to Tamir
You're
Rice,
making that up. That's not true. Why is it difficult for blacks to tell the truth?
Well, you know.
Okay, now it's difficult for black people to tell the truth, and according to him, black people don't tell the truth, okay, and we are not decent people. We don't act like decent people when we are approached by law enforcement, okay? Listen to Jesse, man. You can just see his mentality just based on the questions that he's posing.
Brother Jesse, Reverend Jesse, I think you call yourself Reverend Jesse.
No, you can just call me Jesse.
Okay, Reverend, because I'm not sure where you were ordained.
You can just call me Jesse.
Okay, Jesse, what's interesting is about what you just said. Do you know that in the Tamir Rice case, for example, do you know that when folk were calling in, do you know that the recording shows that the person that called in said that they believed that the gun might be a toy gun?
They didn't know whether it's a real gun or not. I want to go back to it one more time for my question. Had those black people that are dead now that you named off had acted like decent, moral people when stopped by the cops, would they be alive today?
Many of the people I listed were not stopped by the cops. For example, one of the black women
when they were confronted by the officer, would they be alive today had they followed the golden rule?
One of the things that was involved in one of the sisters that...
My question is, what the hell is the golden rule? See, now, in the nation, we teach how to conduct ourselves when approached by law enforcement. Okay, because we know, we have understanding that the enemy is itching to do harm to us and looking for any reason to do harm to us. But that doesn't mean that we have to automatically not question why we are being approached by law enforcement. Okay, yes, it's okay to submit to those in authority over us as long as it doesn't conflict with our religion. But we still have the right to know why we are being pulled over, why we are being stopped, why we are being harassed. We have rights just as well as law enforcement has rights. So I want to know what the hell is this golden rule that he's asking about?
That was murdered by a racist white savage was she was stopping at the house to ask him for directions, and he shot her. She stopped to ask.
No, she was a nutcase too.
Her fellow white neighbor. She stopped to a fellow white American citizen for directions, and that beast came to the door and shot this black woman for asking for direction. Happy White History Month.
Are you a Christian?
You know, I'm going to say I'm that and so much more. I am a student in the Nation of Islam where we teach from both Bible and Holy Quran.
So you belong to Louis Farrakhan folks?
Oh, you can say that.
How can you follow an evil, dirty man like Louis Farrakhan who believe that Jews are the blood-sucking Jews and that white people are the white devils and that they were created by some black men who turned because Louis Farrakhan has this false notion that black people were the first on the earth. And
okay, pause. Come on. Now, listen to this character. First he starts off with his statement, how can you follow such a wicked and dirty man? Okay, so I'm trying to understand what made the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan so wicked? What made him a dirty man? Because he is willing to speak truth to power and call out evil when he see it? What evil has the minister done? This man has never been to jail or prison. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have anything on his record. Okay? I mean, he's never been involved with any type of scandal, sleeping with anybody's wives, children, or husbands. Okay? The only thing that he's had to take flack for was the Malcolm X situation. And we all know that the minister is innocent of that. Okay? And then Jesse stated that, you know, he's condemned. The minister called the Jews bloodsuckers. Okay, now let's touch on the blood-sucking aspect of the Jews. So we all know that these individuals, hold on one second. Bob. From these books, we know, based on scholarly information, that the Jews played the Jewish role in the enslavement of the African. Okay? That's the role that the Jews played. Okay? And you have how the Jews gained control of the black American economy. We got books dedicated to this subject, Mr. Jesse Lee Peterson. Okay? So we have every reason and every right to believe and teach the people that Jews, okay, not only help force us into slavery, okay, but they control basically damn near the black American economy. They control all the industries, all the media outlets, okay, and they are constantly taking out of the black community and putting nothing back into the black community. That's a bloodsucker. That's a leech. Okay? So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is technically right. But let me let the sister finish her answer.
And somehow or another, some black men turned evil. They went into a lab and created the blue-eyed devil. That's how we ended up in the blue-eyed devil.
Okay. Oh yeah. Before he finishes, let me respond to that as well. Now this man is so ignorant that he don't even know, and he may know, but he don't believe that the black man and woman is the first being on the planet. Okay? When science, genetics, civilization, archaeology, history, everything points to the fact that the black man and woman is the first being on the planet Earth, and every other people comes from the black man and black woman. Okay? So I just wanted to touch on that.
Farrakhan also believed that he went up in a spaceship and spoke with dead Elijah Muhammad. You only get that kind of trip when you're on acid. How can you follow a man like that?
Well, you are Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson. And again, I'm not sure where you were ordained or what seminary or cemetery you matriculated from, but you believe in Moses.
You're not answering my question. How do you follow an evil man like Louis Farrakhan?
Well, I'm going to make a point here. First of all, he's not an evil man, and I'm bringing
What's good about him?
A lot.
I'm bringing up some of the prophets.
What's good about Louis Farrakhan? You're deviating.
What's good about Louis Farrakhan is that Minister Farrakhan for over 64 years has been standing on behalf of the most disrespected, oppressed, and murdered people on the planet. That's the black man and the black woman.
But only about other black people.
Indeed not. Indeed
not. Only about other black people have treated other black people worse than any white person can ever consider treating anyone.
I appreciate you letting me finish my point here. Are you aware?
Wait. My man said that black people have been treated the worst by any other people than except for black people. Okay? We have treated each other worse than other people have treated us. Okay? I don't recall black people owning slave ships. I don't recall black people owning plantations. I don't recall black people owning prisons. Okay? I don't recall black people owning police forces. Okay? I don't recall us owning any of these things. Being able to impose our own will on one another. Yes, we have been made and turned into enemies of ourselves. Okay? But that's because we are white men and women in black skin. That's why we are able to do the atrocities that we do to one another now, because we don't see ourselves as brothers and sisters, and we don't love ourselves like we should. But even still, we have never oppressed ourselves for over 400 years. Okay? Denying ourselves to read and write and to have knowledge of self, knowledge of culture, wisdom, understanding, okay, of our God, our religion. Okay, we didn't deny ourselves these things. Okay, we didn't torture one another. Okay, we didn't separate whole families from one another. We didn't do any of this stuff. So what are you talking about, Reverend?
Sir, that when Jesse Jackson ran for President of the United States, that it was white people that called the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan the Black Hitler, and it was only after they called him the Black Hitler that he began to address the fact that he was not at all like their murderer Hitler. Are you aware of that? Do you know that he was first called that?
I'm not aware of that, but I can tell you that when I first moved to Los Angeles, I believed into the lie. Not when I was growing up in Alabama on the plantation under the Jim Crow laws, but when I moved to LA, I started listening to Jesse Jackson and NAACP, these black preachers who are not called by God, but by their mama. And wicked Louis Farrakhan, I used to go to the forum to hear him speak when he was in town. And in that father state, I thought he was telling the truth too, because I had been separated from God by believing in the lies of these people, right? But I realized later that Louis Farrakhan is an evil man. He is a dirty man. And I understand why you people follow him, because you guys are in a father state too, God is not your God, Satan is your daddy. So naturally, you would believe in Louis Farrakhan.
But we want to know, where is your God, Mr. Jesse? You talk about a God, a mystery God, a sky daddy that you follow, okay? And you have nerve to call the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and his followers children of Satan, when you have no history of us doing anything wicked to anybody. So we trying to understand this.
Why is that you're not a Christian?
In response to what you just said, on behalf of White History Month, I'm going to believe that you said that you believe in right and wrong. So I want you to call on those white folks that protested Minister Farrakhan, that called for his death. Do you know they were protesting, said, who do we want? The other side said Farrakhan. They said, how do we want him dead? I want you to call on white folks right now to denounce the fact that they called for the murder of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
I'm not aware that happened, but if it did happen,
producers, they can look it up.
If it did happen, was it wrong?
Absolutely. So please.
Oh wow! Look at this. Are you serious? Are you serious? Come on, man, that's very hypocritical. That is the minister has never called for anyone's death. He has never called for anyone's death, okay? And so to sit up here and say that if they did, is that wrong, is very hypocritical. Because you call the minister wicked for calling the Jews bloodsuckers, but it's okay for the Jews to call on the death of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? Are you serious? Come on, man. This guy isn't that intelligent, man. Come on, man.
Call on them.
So that was wrong.
Call on them.
So that was wrong.
Right now, on behalf of White History Month.
Okay, we got that part.
This dude really defending Jews and white folks right now.
Absolutely.
And so likewise, was it wrong when that radical agitated group that's worse than the KKK, Black Lives Matter, a bunch of black lesbians and radical homosexuals and radical liberal white people, white guys or whatever they were, when they called for, what do we want? Dead cops. When do we want it now? Pigs in the blanket, frown like bacon. And right after that...
Wait, hold on. No, sir, Jesse Lee Peterson. We will not let you get away with that, sir. Whatever was said during the Black Lives Matter rallies has nothing to do with the Nation of Islam. It has nothing to do with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So, therefore, this man is going off track. He's trying to find a contradiction between what Sister Vicki said about the Jews calling for the death of Minister Farrakhan. So he's trying to turn it and say, well, what about Black Lives Matter saying death to the police? These are oranges and apples. The Black Lives Matter is not the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam is not Black Lives Matter. And that is not and Minister Farrakhan is not the leader of Black Lives Matter. So you can't mix the two, sir.
The fallen Messiah and Big Mama Michelle invited them to the White House. Was that wrong?
I'm not aware of that. I can't
I didn't think so.
And also, just like brother in the chat said, who is that? Brother Real Eyes. Black Lives Matter was created by a Jew named George Soros. Okay? So I mean, come on. See, he's trying to find a contradiction. Okay, but he can't find a contradiction because we don't represent Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? We got love for him, but we don't represent that organization. The minister doesn't represent that organization. So whatever they said about the police has nothing to do with the Nation of Islam.
So you weren't aware of Black Lives Matter chanting, what do we want, dead cops?
Correct. And if they did,
was that wrong?
Let me say this. I want to admonish you. Watch my show that I did yesterday on Fly Nubian Queen TV. I gave all kinds of receipts and documentation that shows just recently New Jersey cops,
Share
as
this
well as
video.
other Philadelphia cops. Do you know 320?
You didn't answer my question if that was
were
wrong or
busted.
not. Well, that's
Well,
wrong for Black Lives Matter to do that.
I'm not aware of that, but I was going
Why
to tell
are you so
that.
not aware of that? You're aware of everything else. Why are you not aware of that?
Well, you know, you do lie sometimes, unfortunately, so I can't
So you
say.
lying?
I said, you do.
You do lie?
I said, yeah, you do lie sometimes, so I can't.
What have I
guarantee
lied
that's
about?
what
Oh,
they
you
said.
saying that I lie sometimes?
Yes, sir.
What have I lied about?
For example, when I was listening to you earlier today, you were talking about black people and how, unfortunately, black people, you were talking about how so many of us are attacking police officers.
Yes.
Um,
How is that a lie?
Well, because that is a lie. There's not a lot of black people that are attacking police officers. In fact, because police officers are being infiltrated, military is infiltrated with white racists, it's not enough black people standing up to defend themselves.
That's amazing. I want you to hear this and watch this.
This dude said that's amazing. This dude is wild, man. Hey, man, but I wanted to stop the video, man, tell y'all to thumb up the video, man. Press that thumbs up in the Vicki Dillard style. On the count of 3, everybody press that like button. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, thumbs up. I had to get on my Vicki X Dillard right quick, you feel me? But let's get back to the video.
Clear. Here we go.
Okay.
Now, look, he really think that he presenting the receipts just now. He think he got, my mans and them think he got receipts, but his receipts are irrelevant. His receipts are non-effective because, again, whatever Black Lives Matter chant as they march through the streets has nothing to do with the Nation of Islam and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because they represent a totally different organization, philosophy, theology. We're not on the same level. Okay, again, we are not on the same level. You know what I'm saying? We got love for our brothers and sisters, but you can't compare the two because they're oranges and apples.
That was Black Lives Matter leading a chant. What do we want? Dead cops. What do we want it now? Is it wrong for them to do that? What's that wrong?
It's wrong if no one is aggressing you, but if someone is continuously an enemy to you, like the very names that I mentioned, Gregory Hill.
Was that wrong for Black Lives Matter to do that?
It is not wrong to defend yourself when your life is in danger.
So it's not wrong when black people do it to white people, but when they chant Louis Farrakhan, one of the most wicked men on this side of heaven, that's wrong, huh?
But no, it would be wrong, okay? And I'm going to say this. Even if the minister did say something like that, he would still be in the right. But he didn't say that. So, yes, it's wrong to try to compare the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to something that he never even said himself, or none of his followers have said, and try to say that, well, it's okay for the Jews to call for his death when he's never called for their death. That's wrong.
Amazing. I want to ask you about this woman.
First of all, there is no history. There is no history and there is no documentation that any black NOI Muslim has ever laid a hand on white people unjustly or
you have been paying attention.
Or firebombed anything. You need to bring the receipts. There's absolutely no evidence. It's a difference between one that's protecting themselves, defending themselves, demanding that they be retributed. And it's a whole other thing when you have the most privileged people on the planet who pillage, who rape.
Why are y'all so jealous of white people? Why are you
demand the death of innocent black people?
Why are you people so jealous of white people?
Jealous of white people? What evidence do you have?
You're always talking about what they have. You're always saying that they're smarter than you. You're always complaining. You want affirmative action. You want reparations. You want to get into the white schools without earning your way. You want to be actors and entertainers without earning your way. What is wrong with black people that they're not smart enough to earn their own way without complaining?
Black people are so smart that we are the ones that white people, ignorant white people, came over to the motherland to build this nation.
That's not true.
Black people are so.
That's not true. You're not an honest person. That's not true. Black people were sold. That's not true. Hey, black people were sold by other blacks to the Arabs, and the Arabs sold the blacks around the world. It wasn't white people.
Reverend.
Oh my God, this dude is the biggest defender of the mayonnaise man. Come on, man. Come on. Now he trying to use a fake receipt that he must have heard some fake conscious dude say. He might have heard Young Cheddar Bob say it. Okay? And as a justification to defend the enemy. Come on, man. Are you scared to death Negroes? Like the minister said, just sit down. And don't you come out and defend our enemy. Why we always want to jump in the way of the intellectual bullet that is headed at our enemy? Okay, why do we always got to be the ones to jump in the way and try to be the savior for the enemy? Okay, we know that there was a few blacks that was involved with the transatlantic slave trade, but they weren't the main players. As a matter of fact, they were being used in the transatlantic slave trade, and those who sent into captivity also went into captivity. So many of them who sold people into captivity went into captivity as well. See? So he don't really understand the way this transatlantic slave trade going. It ain't about being jealous of what white people have. See, he needs to understand that black people are conquered people. The white man, the mayonnaise man, conquered us. Okay? And Jesse Lee Peterson is so conquered that they conquered this man's mind. See, they took this man's whole body by just taking his mind that he has to defend the enemy. Let me continue.
Reverend Jesse. White people stole us.
That's not true. That's not true.
We built the Capitol.
That's
built
facts.
the White House.
Y'all didn't do
That's
nothing.
actual facts.
We built many of the edifices that are in Washington, D.C. We did the layouts for the government.
Wow. So if you people are so smart, why are you still begging? Why are you destructive? Why are you begging and whining?
Brother Jesse, it has nothing to do with begging. Okay? It has nothing, asking for reparations has anything to do with begging. Okay? For instance, many European countries, Germany being one of them, several other European countries received reparations. Okay? Some Native Americans received a little bit of reparations. Japanese received reparations. The Jews received reparations. And many other Europeans received reparations. Okay? So when black people ask for what is rightfully ours, why is it perceived and ridiculed as if we are begging and we are looking for a handout? Why does it have to be ridiculed as if we are looking for a handout and we are just beggars for asking for what is rightfully owed to us? See, I'm trying to understand. Okay? You know, for instance, and this goes to black people, this goes to white people, Asians, Jews, whoever. What I'm finna say goes to all y'all. That if you are an individual who do not believe in reparations, then I should be able to murder you without consequence. I should be able to kidnap you without consequence. I should be able to rob from you, steal from you, rape you, and all those wicked things, torture you, all those wicked things without consequence. Okay, if you do not believe in reparations, reparatory justice. Okay? Because if you don't believe that I should be able to do these things without consequence, you're a hypocrite and you're a liar. You're a hypocrite and you're a liar. Because if somebody do something to your mother, you ain't just gonna let that slide. If somebody does something to your grandmother, you ain't just gonna let that slide. Okay? So if somebody does something to your age-old ancestors, your great-grandmother's grandmother and their mothers, okay? You're not. So why do we have to let it slide when it not only affects me, but it affects hundreds and thousands of us as a collective, as a people? Why do we have to let it slide when the Jewish community didn't let it slide when Hitler did what he did, when Germany did what they did to them? The Japanese didn't let it slide when they was put in concentration camps here in America. They received the reparations, so why do black people have to be the ones that's meek and humble, and we have to forgive everybody? We got to love everybody.
If you're so smart, why isn't that happening now?
Begging who? I don't believe in begging white people for
You're
anything.
begging for reparation for whites. You're begging from affirmative action. You're begging to get into their schools without earning the way. You're begging to be air traffic control.
Wait. Nope, that's you Negroes. That's you Negroes that want closeness and nearness to the enemy. You talking to a MGT sister in the Nation of Islam. She don't care about integration. She don't care about closeness and nearness to the enemy. Her philosophy and theology is separation, total and complete separation from this enemy. Okay, so that's the last thing that she wants to do is beg to go to the enemy schools. This sister would prefer that we have our own schools, our own hospitals, our own supermarkets and grocery markets, okay? Our own land, state, and territory. See, this is what we prefer, you know? So don't get it twisted and thinking that that's what we want and we begging for that. No, that ain't what the Nation of Islam want.
Controllers without having to pass the test. You're begging for everything, for food stamp, for free health care, free government cheese, and all kind of stuff. You're just begging. If you're so smart, act like it and stop begging. Why are you begging?
Well, first of all, reparations, and intelligent people know this. Reparations is about a debt owed. America built this country based on our free labor. Is it right for someone to use someone for hundreds of years for free and not pay them, Reverend?
But nobody
Reverend,
alive
please answer
today.
the question.
No one alive today
Reverend, please answer the question.
have built one thing for white
Reverend,
people.
Reverend, please answer the question.
The blacks I'm answering the question. Hold on. The blacks who really suffered, the slaves who are dead, they have received reparation by affirmative action, Section 8 homes, free food stamp, free health care, free everything.
This dude is a super coon. Okay? Integration is not reparations. Okay? Inclusion is a delusion. Hold on one second. Okay. All right. Look. Look. Before I continue the show, because I'm getting ready to continue. But before I continue, I wanna say this. I'm gonna respond to Brother Jermaine as well, because that's my brother and I got love for that brother. But I want to respond to my moderators real quick. I want to respond to my moderators, okay? Because I love many of you. Y'all my folks. I got love for you, okay? But don't forget that this is still Malcolm Flex TV. I'm a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan first. I'm a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan first, and this platform is for him and the Nation of Islam, and getting the word out, the message out to our people. And there's a little bit of entertainment in this as well. Okay? But I need you all, that if you support me, Malcolm Flex TV, please. Walaikum salam, Sister Vicki. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll get back with you. All praise due to Allah. That's Sister Vicki X Dillard. All praise is due to Allah. We got the sister in the house. This is a great show now. But I wanted to finish what I need to say to my moderators. That I don't need any of you timing people out, kicking people out of the chat room, because if they don't agree with you personally. Because if they are, and also get well, dear Sister Vicki Dillard, you know what I mean? Take your time, get some rest, and may Allah bless you with a speedy recovery. But I need y'all, if you are here as a moderator, I need you here to support Malcolm Flex TV. Okay, I don't need no moderators kicking other people out and timing other people out that support Malcolm Flex TV. Okay, that's important to me. I'm not saying no names. I ain't throwing nobody under the bus. Listen to me though. I need y'all to understand. I need y'all to understand that I care about every single one of y'all. And my people, I don't throw my people away. I work with my people. That's how I get down. That's the type of brother I am. I'm not throwing nobody away. Okay? I'm not throwing anybody away. I want y'all to understand that because I love all y'all. Okay? But I need all of us to be mature enough to quit fighting one another, because that's not why you are here. That's not why you are a moderator. And when you acting like that, you are actually disrupting a good show. You actually disrupting a good show, and we can't have that. I will stop giving out wrenches if we gonna be acting like this. You know what I mean? Because this is not why I do this. And but I'm not throwing anybody away. We only getting rid of people who come in our chat room disrespecting us, attacking us. See, we can't be divided in the house, because if we are divided in the house, then it ain't gonna be no Malcolm Flex TV. It ain't gonna be no Fly Nubian Queens. It ain't gonna be no Brother Ben X. It ain't gonna be no Reza Islam, Minister Farrakhan. We ain't gonna have these platforms if we cannot work together. And this isn't the first time, but I've been kind of holding myself back from saying something. But now this is going too far. This is going way too far. Again, I love y'all. I'm not throwing anybody away. But this is the last time that we need to have this conversation. Period. I love y'all again. I'm not throwing nobody away. I'm not saying no names. Okay? But let's just get it together, man. Let's tighten on up. Because there's other people that's listening that's thinking about joining the Nation of Islam or joining any other black organization. And if we look disunited, then who's going to want to join? Okay? So now let me move past that and let me talk to Brother Jermaine. Okay? Brother Jermaine, you my brother. You know I love you. Okay? But you know my stance as far as ADOS and Cobra. And I'm going to tell you, like I'm telling my moderators, I'm not throwing anybody away. I'm not throwing ADOS away, and I'm not throwing Cobra away. Okay? Brother, you may feel that Cobra disrespected your organization, but Cobra, vice versa, also feels disrespected by ADOS. Okay? So the question is, how do we, on both sides, acknowledge our wrongs and be men and women enough, okay, to acknowledge our wrong and take self-accountability, self-responsibility, and step up to the plate and be men and women and say, you know what, I was wrong. Because when I listen to the minister's lecture, when he went to Cobra event, see, I didn't hear the minister just criticize ADOS and support Cobra. I didn't hear the minister just criticize Cobra and support ADOS. The message that I received from that message was that the youth can't do it without the elders, and the elders cannot make it happen without the youth. The youth and the elders need each other both. That's the message that I got from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. See, because the minister isn't about to throw Cobra away because ADOS is upset, and the minister is not about to throw ADOS away because Cobra is upset. We are a family, and we got to work it out together. Why? Because we are all we got. We are all we got. Yes, ADOS has played a pivotal role in reigniting the reparations conversation in politics, which is a beautiful thing. But you can't throw Cobra away when Cobra has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus years of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of reparations and the enemy. These are our elders. Okay? These are our elders. Okay? And we can't just throw away years worth of wisdom away just because we have a little disagreement among the family. That does not make sense. You know, and I wasn't raised up that way. I was taught to appreciate my elders. As a matter of fact, I've been that brother that I want them to take me under their wing because I want to know everything that they know, because they are going to pass the torch down to my generation eventually. See, they're passing the torch down. But you don't do like some of these other nuts and these pseudo-conscious people who's walking on the shoulders of our elders okay, who's walking on the shoulders of our elders down the path that they have laid for us and turn around and disrespect them. I'm not that type of man. I'm not that type of brother. Okay? And we not doing that over here. Okay, with Malcolm Flex TV. Okay? So it's time for us to drop the argument, okay, and pick up the brotherhood. Okay? It's time for us to drop the argument and pick up the brotherhood. Okay? I'm just saying. We got to put our petty differences to the side. These is petty differences. You know, like they say, we got to be on code. We ain't on code. We ain't on code right now. We looking like gangbangers. We looking like, excuse the terminology, but we looking like hood niggas out in the street killing each other. You know what I mean? So regardless to who started it, I don't care who started it. And I'm pretty sure the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan don't give a damn who started what as well. It ain't about who started it, it's about who's willing to finish it with a positive solution. Okay? So now, can we get back to the show? If you're ready to get back to the show, can I get a 1 in the chat, please? Press 1 if you're ready to get back on with the show. All praise due to Allah. Let's go.
You have your babies out of wedlock. But I want to go back to something because we run out of time.
At least 70%
if black
of food stamp recipients, at least 70% of food stamp recipients are white people. Not to mention corporate welfare that the richest, whitest people take advantage of, and the average person does not. So let's get that straight. It's important that we tell truths now.
Blacks are 13% of the population. And so for that 13% of the population, they're receiving more free stuff than any other culture in the country. That's not true. But I want to ask you this. If black people had fathers and mothers who got married and they were good examples for them, the way they were prior to the civil rights movement, and the parents were good examples, work hard, love their neighbor as themselves, would black people be in such bad condition as they are today? Not all, but most.
Well, for this White History Month, it's important for us to explain.
You didn't answer that. No. I asked if black people were married and setting a good example for their children, would the blacks be in this condition today?
I believe that black families, strong black families, definitely help to produce strong black families, and I think that is important. I do think that it's less likely that some of those things will happen in a strong black family.
So why are you people pushing family rather than whimpering and whining and begging and being so destructive?
I certainly
now this man said, why are we not pushing family? The Nation of Islam has been pushing family for over 80 plus years. We ain't been rioting and flipping over cars and nothing like that. So what the hell is this man talking about?
That is telling white folks to keep their disgusting, filthy hands out of our neighborhoods, out of our businesses, and stop bringing drugs and crime and corruption into our community so that we can do for ourselves.
Well, what's wrong with you that you take the drugs and crime that the black people bring, the whites bring in, you claim? What's wrong with black people that they take the drugs?
Well, it's not claimed. If you're familiar with Gary
No, I asked you, what's wrong with the blacks that they're taking the drugs?
Well, I think the question should be, what's wrong with white people in terms of...
No, I asked you a question that I wanted to know. What's wrong with the black people that they are taking the drugs?
Well, first of all...
It's all races taking drugs.
That's not the question, though. What's wrong with black people that they're taking... Why can't you answer that question?
What's wrong with the most privileged people on the planet who are doing all of these drug overdoses with the opioids?
So you won't answer that. Let me ask this. At one time, black men and women were moral, decent men and women prior to the civil rights movement. They owned land, they owned homes, they owned businesses, they went to schools, they built their own schools. They didn't cry like about someone hurting them, right, or holding them back. They did for themselves, and they weren't.
Yeah, but that's what the Nation of Islam teach. Do for self. Why ask for the enemy to do for us what we can do for ourselves? This is what the Nation of Islam been teaching. See, this man, he getting up here on his soapbox trying to reinvent the wheel, but this has been Nation of Islam philosophy. You know what I mean? This is what we've been teaching. You know, but it doesn't give the enemy a pass, though. By no means we are giving the enemy a pass. And we're going to keep giving him hell until he do what's right by us.
Weakling as they are today. And then the blacks decided to follow the so-called civil rights movement, people, which was a big mistake for the civil rights movement to happen. Blacks have not recovered since then. But in the household, the boys and girls are being destroyed by the mothers who are turning the boys and girls away from their fathers toward the mothers. And now the boys and girls are growing up with the mindset of a woman rather than the mindset of a man.
What?
Why do you think that happened?
Well, what we know, and I would suggest you get this so that you can learn from this book here, Understanding the Assault on the Black Man.
No, we talk about the assault in the home where the mothers are turning the children away from the fathers, because black women hate black men and they hate children. How did the black woman come to hate?
Wait. This man just said that black women hate black men and they hate children, man. Come on, man. Are you serious?
The black man so much.
Well, first of all, the black woman does not hate the black man
she does.
so much.
Yes, she does.
Oh, no, I don't.
She hates him so much. She hates him so much. She's killing his children in the womb. She's turning them away from the father, causing them to become angry and violent like she is. And the boys have the black men, boys and men have the same angry mentality that the black woman has. Why did she do that to them? Why the black?
See, one thing. See, he's not looking at it from a perspective that our people have been destroyed by our 6,000-year-old enemy. Okay? See, he just wants to blame the victim, okay, for self-inflicted wounds. But did not Victor Hugo say that in darkness sins will be committed, but the guilty one is not he who committed the sin, but the guilty one is he who created the darkness? Didn't Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. also quote Victor Hugo? Therefore, he had the same understanding that black people did not create the condition that we are now in. Okay, so to accuse black women, and these are destroyed black women that do not have knowledge of self. These is not a resurrected black woman. Okay? Because innately she loves her black man. But he wants to attack a destroyed black woman. Okay? And doesn't understand that there has been an attack and an assault on the black man ever since the white man went out conquering. See, the enemy set out to conquer the black man and change the woman's mind upside down, inside out, okay, causing her to have a disdain towards the black man. But naturally and innately, she loves her black man. She loves her black man. She don't do anything intentionally to destroy her black man. She don't do anything intentionally to destroy her children. She loves her children. You know what I mean? So to to criticize her and make her the terrorist, want to make her the guilty one. See, that's punk stuff that as men, we don't want to step up to the plate and say we weren't being men. We weren't protecting our black women with our lives. And that's what we should have been doing, is protecting them with our very own lives. But we so cowardly and punctified that we want to blame her instead of putting the load on our own backs and say, you know what? It's my fault that I wasn't being the man that caused us to get in this condition. See? So now he's coming off very misogynistic, in my opinion. What y'all think?
Black women doing that to the children.
Well, first of all, I don't agree with that. I'm a black woman, and I don't hate black men. I love black men.
Why do you love them?
And I love them because
why?
Why? Because they're our natural ally. That's who God made to be our natural companion.
Well, why can't they control the black woman?
Why can't black men control the black woman?
Why can't they control them? Why won't they control the black woman? If you love black men, why is it that the black men are letting women like you be out of control?
Okay, well, of course you know that your question is absolutely nonsensical.
Right.
How's it nonsensical?
Well, it's nonsensical because it's absolutely untrue.
It's totally true.
But I want to say to you, I think it's so important.
Do you love white people?
You know, I want to say this to you, Reverend Jesse. I think that because you serve as such a powerful, powerful tool to our 464-year-old open enemy, I want to congratulate you
sister.
On being nominated
he deserved it. He
for
earned
what we
it.
call the Coon Award.
He earned it.
I have one right here.
That's right.
Look.
Everybody that's watching us, please put your digital hands together.
You see
and
it?
Congratulate.
You heard it, sister. Put your
Reverend
digital
Jesse
hands together and
Peterson
congratulate this
for,
man.
working on behalf of white supremacy and against his own people.
What's a
by
coon?
by hustling, by being a race hustler.
What's
put
a
your hands
coon?
together.
I tell you what a coon is. A coon is somebody who basically sold their soul to help build and establish and maintain white supremacy and white society. Okay? A coon is somebody who is willfully protecting the enemy against their own people. That'll sell out their own people and demonize their own people, okay, on behalf, okay, of white supremacy, just so you can get a piece of chicken and a biscuit. A butter biscuit at that. A meritorious manumission award. Okay, that's what a coon is. Okay?
This is for you, sir.
What is a
this
coon?
This is for you.
So
a coon.
What is a coon?
Yes, a coon, exhibit A would be, of course, you. A coon being one that spouts white supremacist ideology mindsets on behalf of white people and that work against their own people, that are willfully willfully being a blackface for white supremacy. That would be you, sir.
Who are my people?
White
well, your people ought to be.
Jews.
And you know what? That's a good question because we really can't say that you belong to us. In fact, I don't think most of us want to.
Right.
Who is us? Who is us?
Us meaning.
Right. It's just like that. Just like that Dave Chappelle show, when they was doing that draft and they was trading people. Yeah, we want to draft and we want to trade Jesse Lee Peterson. Somebody, I want y'all to post in the comment who we want to trade Jesse Lee Peterson for. Because white folks and the Jews, they can have them. Give us somebody. Somebody post in the chat somebody good that we can trade for Jesse Lee Peterson. Because they can have him. Because he gonna sell us out anyway. We need somebody that's gonna be down for the cause and what we got going on. That's gonna speak and teach for us.
Black people.
You represent all black people?
Those that suffer at the hands.
Do you represent all black people?
Excuse me?
Do you represent all black people?
You know, I do represent black people in different
how about
ways.
all black people?
In some ways.
So let me ask, do you love white people?
Oh yeah,
I
we'll
don't
take
think the
Rock Newman.
question is, do I love white people? Why are you asking me that? What difference does that make?
Do you love white people?
I love black people.
How about white people?
I don't hate them. I love my people.
Do you love
So
white
now, my man is gonna ask a dumb question. Why are you asking people, do they love white people? See, he's one of these old spooky Christians. And what I mean by spooky, I mean by you believe in the mystery God. If you listening and you a Christian, forgive me, I'm just going to keep it real. You believe in the mystery God. So that's what I mean by a spooky Christian. Okay, because we don't believe in the mystery God. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches his followers that the person that says they love everybody loves nobody. I'm going to repeat that. As a matter of fact, my moderator, somebody put that in the chat for me. The person that says they love everybody loves nobody. Because how can you say that you love the wicked as much as you love the righteous? Okay, if you love the wicked more than you love the righteous, damn, you don't even love yourself. See? My man got so much self-hatred that he don't even love his own people. He will sit here and defend white people and Jews and demonize his own people, man. This is a man who loves no one. This is a man who loves no one. He don't even love white folks. He don't even know why he defending white folks and Jews. He don't know. Because he don't even love himself. And because he don't love black people is why he don't love himself. Because we are reflections of one another. The messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, teaches us that every time you looking at the black man, you looking at God. Every time you looking at the black woman, you looking at God. So if you ain't got love for us, you ain't got love for God. Somebody talk black to me. I wish I had a gavel like Sister Vicki.
people?
I do love my people.
One last time, do you love white people?
And one last time, I love black people.
Do you love Jews?
That's right, sister.
And I want to say this too.
Do you love the Jewish people?
Let me be clear. Black folks are Jews. You know that, right?
Do you love the Jewish people?
I don't dislike any people group because of their religion.
Do you love the Jewish people?
Did you hear what I said? I'm answering your question. I said I don't dislike.
I didn't ask if you dislike.
Did you hear what I
don't
said?
dislike, or
What's
I
wrong
don't
with this woman?
dislike any people because of their religion.
Why
or
can't you people answer questions?
For the color of their skin. Do you know they're black Jews, sir?
Do you
So,
love?
of course.
Do you love?
See, he think he's asking a direct question, but Sister Vicki is intelligent enough to know that the question that he is asking her is a loaded question. See, he's trying to get her to say that she love everybody. She love white folks, she love Jews. She ain't got to do that. Because we are taught that pro-blackness isn't anti-whiteness. Being pro-black doesn't make us anti-white or anti-Jew just because we love our people. We don't have to go on the pedestal speaking for them and saying that I love this one, I love that one. When we need to take all that energy and time and put it into ourselves and give ourselves that love. We need to spend more time and energy giving black folks that love. We spend too much time trying to love everybody else and not enough time loving ourselves.
Love the Jewish people.
Of course, of course, I love plenty of Jewish people. I love plenty of Jewish people.
Do you love?
It's wicked white people that I have a problem with, sir.
So do you love white people?
Wicked white people I don't have a love for.
That's right.
This woman by the name of Erica Thomas, she is a some type of representative down in Georgia.
Woman. Yes.
Whatever. She showed her age
That's right.
in the supermarket. A white man asked her, according to the story, We can't see your face.
Yes. Okay. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I was just making sure we're respecting you by acknowledging you.
That's right.
She got in the line in the grocery stores. You're only allowed to, in the fast lane, you're only allowed to have 10 items or less. Some lines 6 items or less. This black nutcase woman by the name of Erica Thomas apparently had more than whatever required to be in that line.
Pressing issues.
A white man asked her, you're in the wrong line. She went off just like a black woman, and she called herself a representative, some type of state representative or something.
This dude, him, and what's that other dude name? Tommy Sotomayor. These dudes really dislike and hate black women. These men, I mean, come on, man. You ain't even got enough respect for the womb that bore your black self. That is amazing. I mean, you can't be more white-minded than that you don't even respect the black womb that gave birth to you. She is the mother of all civilization. And you would disrespect black women like that and defend white women? Come on. Shame on you, Reverend.
Embarrassed by the way that black woman acted?
Oh my gosh, no. I was embarrassed by the white man who said he left the store. He had already paid for his stuff. He left the store and thought about it and came back in the store to talk to her about getting in another line because she had 5 extra items while she's 9 months pregnant and cussed her out.
That doesn't mean that she can get in a short line.
On white people.
That doesn't mean she can get in a short line and break the law because she's pregnant. That's not an excuse.
Listen to this. Breaking the law for a line in the grocery store fast lane.
Whatever she did, she broke the rules of the market. And being pregnant is not an excuse for it.
Do you realize how ridiculous you sound talking about all the stuff that's going on with Iran, a war with Iran, a possibility of war with Iran, and dealing with North Korea, and all of the stuff that is happening in Israel and Palestine, and most importantly, things that are happening here in America, where black folks are dealing with domestic white terrorists, pedophiles, in the Catholic Church, pedophiles in the Boy Scouts, white folks trying to get laws passed so they can sleep with dogs and goats and animals and stuff. And you're going to talk to me about a black woman in the fast line? Oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. Right. Jesse?
Do you support Antifa?
Antifa is not about supporting them. Antifa is a non sequitur. What I am against is white terrorism here in America.
That's right.
The world.
You have openly defended Antifa. And now the House is
I have not.
Now the House is considering labeling Antifa a terrorist group. Are you happy about that?
What I would be happy about.
I'm happy about it. Are you happy about it?
No, I think it should be important that Christopher Wray, who is the current
I'm asking
FBI,
you about how come when you ask black people where you've been, you tell us where you're going. I'm asking you specific questions, and so far, you have been incapable of answering any specific question right up front. Why is that?
Well, number one,
I noticed that a lot of black people have a problem with answering honestly.
Number one, when your questions are nonsensical, when they don't match, like when they don't go with the subject, then I can't answer stupid questions.
Right.
And more importantly, I don't know what Pacific means.
Right.
Now, if you want me to answer a specific question, you can do that, but it needs to be germane to the subject and to black people. You understand what I'm saying, Reverend?
Right. It's got to be relevant.
Last night, Monday night, there was in New York, there were attacks on cops in 2 separate incidents. And in one incident, the cops were trying to make an arrest. Some black people threw water on the cops.
Right.
They threw an item and hit the cops in the back of the head.
That's right.
Another incident, they attacked the cops as well. Is that black brutality on cops?
Oh, God, no. When you're defending yourself,
come on.
That's just common sense.
Come on.
Pull up those soundbites. Maybe she didn't. Did you see that yet?
Look. He going to play the soundbite.
I want the people to see it. I want the people to see it.
Okay. Sure.
Here that you're.
He think he
Courageous
got
morning
receipts, y'all.
over the
He think he
complete
got
disrespect towards New York City Police Department officers being drenched with water, all caught on cell phone video.
Oh my God, they came over here and talked it up that they violated. Yo, they violated them. They violated them. No, they violated them. Oh, they not stopped.
Oh, man, and that's not the only one. A separate incident on the other side of town. This video showing a bucket being hurled at a cop. Hit him right in the...
Now, how can we be upset with them youngsters? See, now, you know, we all grown. We all know the difference between right and wrong. Okay, we all know the difference between right and wrong. So I don't even need to say anything about the conduct of what they did, because I'm a Muslim, and I damn sure can't be found on video doing nothing like that. So we all know the difference between right and wrong. But we got to understand those people's pain out there in New York. See, when they got the verdict that the killers of Eric Gardner, who were New York policemen, are found not guilty of murder and killing that brother, we got to understand why those citizens are upset. We got to know why those people, them people are upset that them murderous police got away with murder. And that's why them brothers did what they did. Okay? Now, would you prefer that, or it be total war and chaos in the streets? Instead of being drenched with water, would you prefer them drenched in their own blood? I mean, somebody talk black to me.
Are you proud of your people for acting that way?
You ain't proud of us at all.
Of people defending themselves and police officers that act like they are actually serving people when in fact they are using the badge under color of law to murder black people. That should be the issue.
Right.
Not being drenched. Listen, not being drenched in water, but being drenched in blood. I'm more concerned about being drenched in blood, black blood.
Right.
So you think what those people you just saw there?
Actually, I didn't see anything because the screen doesn't show me that. But I saw a clip.
That's
I saw a clip earlier.
And so what those black people did to those cops, was that wrong?
No, not when you're defending yourself. I don't think enough of our people are standing
amazing.
up. There are too many race soldiers that have infiltrated the police force and the army and the military. I talked about that on my show yesterday, and I would like for your people to check out my podcast at flynubianqueen.com to watch my show yesterday, where I bring nothing but receipts and talk about the fact that law enforcement have been infiltrated with folks that pretend
great
to be police
show.
officers, pretend to be soldiers, and in fact they're pretending to serve us when they're there actually to kill us. I'm talking about the pretenders. Okay.
Now let me share an experience with y'all before I continue. Okay, I was in LA with the brothers, and we were out pushing the Final Call newspaper. And I got a call from one of my brothers who used to be a part of the Rolling 60s, where Nipsey Hussle was from. And he said that one of his former homeboys from his neighborhood was gunned down by LA sheriffs. The brother name was Keith Rat from Rolling 60s. And he was gunned down by LA sheriff, actually running and fleeing from law enforcement. He didn't pull out a pistol. He didn't draw a gun on him. He wasn't pulling nothing out of his pocket, and they mistaked it to be a weapon. he was actually fleeing from the cops. He was running from them, kind of like Walter Scott. And they shot him in the back and killed him. And this was like right out front of a liquor store. So many of his family and friends and his homies was in front of the liquor store in the parking lot for his candlelight visual, and they were hanging out like how it happened with Nipsey Hussle. And this location is not even it's probably about a block away from where Nipsey Hussle was murdered. Same neighborhood. Okay. And so them brothers and sisters was out there mourning this brother's death, and they asked for the FOI to kind of secure the perimeter for them while they were mourning. So there were several FOI out there securing the perimeter for the family. And so as we were there, somebody called in, I guess, a bogus phone call to the sheriffs and said that they were out there, the Rolling Sixties, the street organizations. They were outside fighting and causing a nuisance in the parking lot, which they weren't. They were very peaceful. They were just upset that their loved one had been killed. And so the sheriffs got a bogus call, and then a couple helicopters came out and was flying and circling the location, and about 15 to 20 police squad cars drove up to the scene. So, I was out there with several of the brothers, and a police sergeant walked up to me and Brother Ed, who was out there with us, and they wanted to attack our people. They wanted to harm, they wanted to lock some of them brothers up because they knew some of them brothers might have been strapped. They knew some of them might have been carrying some drugs or something. So they was going out there with the intentions to harm and arrest our people. But instead of just carrying out what their heart's desire were, they saw the brothers out there, the Nation of Islam. And a soldier recognizes a soldier. And they know that we are a military line organization. So they know that we have ranks. So instead of them breaking rank and trying to go after our people and carrying out what they desired to do, they approached the soldiers, the FOI, first and asked us if we could calm them down and disperse the situation. You know what I mean? Because they had got this call. Okay? They approached some soldiers first and got our permission. Okay? And you know what? We was like, okay, just so it will be peace, there won't be no bloodshed, because there was some brothers from the street organizations out there ready to go. They were upset that their brother had just been murdered. And we were there to calm them down. They were ready to go. Okay? So the point of this, the point that I'm trying to make is that you, the enemy, can't think that you're going to continue to murder and kill black people without consequence. See, and that's what the message that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was trying to deliver. You know, that you can't expect to continue to kill us and not give us justice in the court system that's supposed to protect us and think that there won't be retaliation in matters of the slain. Okay, if the court system would not give us justice, there should be retaliation in matters of the slain. See? So Jesse Peterson is he's so much of a nut. He's so much of a coon, Uncle Tom, that he thinks that it's okay for whites and Jews and whoever to kill black people in the streets without consequence. The Nation of Islam will not always be there in every situation. We was blessed to so happen to be on the scene at that time. Because if we weren't on the scene, that situation would have turned out ugly. But because Allah had put us on the scene at the right place at the right time, there wasn't a bloodbath. But I wanted to stop and give y'all a real life scenario that took place that actually goes on in the community, because the enemy knows that they cannot handle and control our people. And they know that our people is like a boiling pot, ready to explode, ready to spill over. So, and they are afraid. And they know that they are not trained enough to deal with our people. So who you gonna call? The Nation of Islam. And that's the message that Brother Reza was trying to get across. Not just on behalf of our people, but if we don't calm our people down, it's going to be ugly for the system, for the establishment. So in a sense, both sides need the Muslims. Both sides need the Nation of Islam to be the mediators and the facilitators of communication between the streets and law enforcement. And that's just an actual fact. And I'm speaking from real life testimony and experience. Everybody else is full of it. They don't know what the hell they talking about. They don't know what they talking about. They don't really know the work and understand the depth of the work that the Nation of Islam is involved in saving not just black people, but saving the whole of humanity. And that's the work of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He is teaching us to save not just black people, but save the whole of humanity. Because he is in a redemptive process, and all those who follow the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan are taught to be redeemers of humanity.
You want cops to leave the black community?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
You want them to leave?
Yes, black people need to police their own communities like the Nation of Islam did when they were the dope busters.
That's right.
And before Congress intervened to try to stop resources, Representative King was meddling in black business. You got other black organizations that are standing up that's saying, hey, we can resolve our own issues.
Well, why don't y'all?
We don't need our 460.
Now he's saying that why we don't police, we do police our community. But we need help from the black community to police the community, because we can't be everywhere at once. We can't be everywhere at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I got a video on my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and my YouTube channel. Okay, just Monday that just passed. I was in LA Monday night for FOI class. We was out in the community. pushing the message, pushing the word, reaching out to black people. And not even 5 minutes out there, me and the other brothers that were there with me, okay, prevented a possible homicide. There was 2 youngsters getting ready to murder 2 other youngsters. And I don't mean like they were faking, they was pretending, like, no. They were strapped up. They had a pistol on them, and they was getting ready to go and down them other 2 young black men. But me and a couple other brothers stood in between those brothers. Stopped them brothers and talked them brothers out of what they were about to attempt to do. And I have a video on my YouTube channel explaining in depth exactly what happened. And I don't want to go into it, but we do protect and police our community because we are taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to stand between the gangs and the guns. This is our teaching. This is our training. This is what we do. So if you want to see the video in depth, you can find it on my YouTube channel.
4-year-old open enemy coming in, murdering and killing us. We can do that. We can resolve our own issues.
Why don't you, if you people are so unhappy with America, and you call yourselves African American, mommy Africa, right? Why don't you go back to your country?
Well, first of all,
there you have it, family. I mean, this dude is officially a certified coon. Because the only people that we know that makes that argument is white people. Only white people say, when they get mad and say, oh, if y'all don't like it here, go back to your country. He been hanging around too many white folks.
Are the owners of the whole planet. Everywhere belongs to us. And you can't say because you criticize, that makes you the most patriotic because you criticize so that America corrects itself. I'm the most patriotic person you'll ever find because I want America to correct herself.
That's right.
That's amazing. And correcting herself means to do what?
Correct herself meaning to stop murdering us, to cease and desist killing us, cease and desist raping and robbing, cease and desist the unjust incarcerating of our people, cease and desist flooding our communities with drugs and alcohol, cease and desist poisoning our waters, cease and desist holding on to resources that never belonged to them in the first place,
right.
And for benefiting from those things. Those are the things that I want them to do. And to, you know what?
And then think of the irony, he tell us to go back to our country, and he don't even realize that we own 196,940,000 square miles of the planet Earth. White people are native nowhere. White people are native nowhere. We own all of this. Every square inch is our real estate.
What? Show us the money.
Show me the money. See, I told you want money.
Yes, because it belongs to us.
There you go, begging for money. Y'all want free stuff, and I know why y'all want free stuff.
It's a bill.
For the last 70 years, America have been giving
Reparations is a bill. Reparations is a bill.
Last 70 years. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Last 70 years, black people have been begging, so America has been giving them free stuff rather than correcting them. Have been giving them free stuff, and so now they're spoiled. And they are incapable of earning their way. They want free stuff.
Wait. First of all, welfare ain't nothing. $220 ain't nothing. For $200 a month ain't nothing. Social SSI or what's that? The housing stuff ain't nothing. And for them to give a black woman these housing vouchers and all that crap, they tell them that they can't even have a black man in the house for them to qualify for that. So what free stuff is this man talking about? We want to know the free stuff that we got. What did we get that was free? That we already didn't earn. That we didn't die for, that we weren't tortured for. that was stolen from us. What free stuff is this man talking about?
So if white people ever consider making you work, there going to be riots in the streets. So that's why you still begging for all this stuff.
Reparations is a debt owed. Those are services that were rendered for hundreds of years that America owes us. That's not begging for stuff. That's demanding to be paid. That's number one. Number two, white folks are the only ones that are receiving free stuff. It's Europeans that got free land under the Homestead Act.
That's right.
It's Europeans that are getting. It's Europeans that are benefiting from corporate welfare. They're the ones who ended up getting the bailout to the tune of billions and billions of dollars, not black people. Remember, black folk lost more wealth with their properties during the Great Recession.
You said that you want the cops to leave the black community.
Yes,
what do you say to those black mothers What do you say to those black mothers who are begging the cops to come back, not to leave?
I don't know any that are doing.
Now let me say this. This is why we need our own police force, because many of these police officers don't come from out of our communities. Many of them, most of them. Okay, they are coming from their little white privileged communities, wherever that may be. Therefore, these law enforcement people cannot really relate to the people that they are policing. The people that they are policing don't know them. They have no relationships with them. Therefore, they shouldn't be in the community, because if I'm from the community and I know you, I know your family and you know my family, I have a little more empathy for you, a little more remorse for you. I care for you. I got love for you. I'm not quick to draw a pistol on you and gun you down in cold blood. That's why we need our own law enforcement, and we need to be policing our own communities, and we don't want any old outsiders and random people policing our community when we have many men and women in our community that are well qualified to police our own communities. Period.
They are doing it. There are some who are doing it. Why you don't know the right stuff? You seem to know all the wrong stuff.
Well, again, because, Brother Jesse, because when you are recipients of these kinds of awards,
that's right,
that are Coons and meritorious manumission and butter biscuits, they tend to lie and they spout racist, inaccurate.
Butter biscuit with honey.
So you're not giving us 100%.
He said he had butter biscuit with honey.
We're running out of time. I want to ask, do you believe in the spiritual order of God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, woman over children? Do you believe in it? Do you believe in that spiritual order?
In the proper context with the true Christ, not the white Jesus. Do you believe in?
No, you're not asking my question. Do you believe in that order?
I do believe in spiritual order.
So my question then, if black men were to overcome their mothers and return to their earthly fathers, love God, love their earthly fathers, which would cause them to love God, and the black men would come back to their proper state of being, would women like you follow them then?
Once you stop following the white Jesus.
No. You didn't ask me first. I asked, would women like you follow?
That's right.
Like you follow the man.
That's right.
In his natural state of
That's
being.
right. The sister made a great point, and that's why this man worshiped white people and Jews so much. That's why he protects them, and he will defend them with his very own life, because his God and his Jesus are white. She hit the nail right on the head, and she exposed it. He's a lover of the enemy so much is because his God and his Jesus is white. Period. And that's the cross that Master Farah Muhammad came to break. He came to expose the mind that the white man had implanted and inserted into the black mind. Okay? And destroy the theology of a mystery God and the white Jesus.
Yeah, no woman in her right mind would not submit to a man that knows the real God and that loves and respects.
The black men and all men need to overcome their mothers, return to their fathers and love their earthly father so they can love God, and then the black women would come to order, right? The women and children, the women and children would come to order then, right?
Overcome their fathers. What if those fathers are
No,
dead
no, I said
or in
overcome
prison?
their mother. They need to overcome their mother
And return. Oh,
and,
okay.
and return to their earthly fathers.
Now, what if their earthly fathers abandon the family?
No earthly father abandoned the family. They abandoned the mother because most black men can't handle the girlfriends or live-ins or whatever because the black women, you become like.
But why you just keep saying black women like black women are the only women on the planet? Like this don't happen in the white community or the Jewish community. Why are you just saying black women like they're just the only ones?
You hate, and most black men hate their mothers, and they end up with black women who are just like their mothers, and so they can't handle the black woman.
Wait.
So
wait. Speak for yourself, bruh. Not all black men, or not most black men, hate their mama. Most black men that I know love their mama. So speak for yourself, bruh.
Because they become the boy and she become the mama. And so they bail out on the woman, not their children. Black men, all men love their children, but the mother would lie to the children and tell them, your father abandoned you. She won't tell the children, I ran your father off. He couldn't handle me. I was held to pay. And so that's why the kids think the father don't love them. They love their children. It's just that they couldn't handle the angry, out-of-control mother.
Okay. Well, first of all, what we need to first get rid of is the white Jesus.
Oh, my God. So what's your website? I mean, how can people listen to your show?
Yes. Thank you so much for saying that. The way they can listen to the show Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time at flynubianqueentv.com. And soon I'll also be on cable at jamnetworktv.com. Jam Network TV. It's going to be one of the fastest growing, one of the newest Black-owned cable networks coming. Jam Network. I'll be on there at the end of this summer. But again, they can watch me daily on flynubianqueentv.com, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson during this month of White History Month. Make sure you all get the book, White Rage, that talks about what's
someone want to know, I got so many texts for you. Someone want to know, are you married?
Oh, my God.
Look, I'm going to say this much.
Oh,
I'm
my
not
God.
presently married, but I'm not going to talk about my relationship.
Look, man. Sister Vicki don't want no Dusties and no butter biscuits. Best believe that. She don't want no Dusties and no butter biscuits.
Current relational status beyond that, but I'm not currently married.
Thank you for coming on. That was fun.
Thank you.
We'll have you back.
All right. Thank you so much.
Will you have me on your show?
You know what, Reverend Jesse? I would love to have you on the show.
All right, we have to get it done. Thank you for coming on.
She gonna flame
Thank you so much.
Happy White History Month.
Same to you, sir.
All right, take care.
There you have it. What a very eccentric interview. And when I first heard about the interview, I said, "Oh God, oh shoot, like it's going down." And Sister Vicki handled herself very well. Absolutely. Sister Vicki handled herself very well. All praise is due to Allah. You know what I mean? So, this has been a great show. I don't mean to keep you all day. I would take some callers if y'all wanted to call in. But Sister did a great interview. She carried herself like a lady. She carried herself like a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Although she called him a butter biscuit, gave him the Coon Award. The sister was very, very respectful. And I thank the sister for representing us the way she did and in the manner that she did it. Because that's this type of spirit that is able to redeem lost black people. With that kind of spirit right there, that she presented for his audience, I'm pretty sure that she won many of them over by the way she carried herself. She didn't get out of character. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't use profanity. You know, she was very classy in the way she represented herself, her nation, and the whole of all black people. And we can all sit up here and say that we are proud to have a sister like Sister Vicki X. Dillard to represent us the way she is represented. Man, and just give that sister a big round of applause, your family. Give that sister a round of applause and salute that sister. Go and subscribe to her personal YouTube channel and go ahead and subscribe to Fly Nubian Queens and Fly Nubian Kings as well. And also Brother Dr. Boyce Watkins as well, for allowing so many beautiful brothers and sisters to use his platform. But I kind of feel like taking some phone calls. Have some brothers and sisters call in if y'all would like to call in. Let me post the number in the chat. Let me post the number in the chat. Again, Sister Vicki X. Dillard is in the hospital. Okay, so please send her your love. Okay, and pray to Allah for her speedy recovery. The sister is in the hospital right now. She's dealing with a health issue, and we want to send her as much love as possible. So here's the number, family, if you want to call in and give your thoughts and opinions on her interview with Jesse Lee Peterson. So my moderators, can you please, beloved, if a couple of you can share this number and post it in the chat room. Because I want brothers and sisters to call in. We want to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts on Sister Vicki X. Dillard's interview on the Jesse Lee Peterson's show? I want to hear what the viewers have to say. So call in, family. Call in, call in, call in. Call in, call in, call in. The lines is open. We got a little time. I want to hear from the viewers. So don't be shy. We want to hear y'all thoughts and opinions. Somebody call in. If you want to call in, give your thoughts and opinions. on Malcolm Flex TV. We want to hear him. And you know, I was able to put a smile on Sister Vicky's face. All praises due to Allah. So I'll wait a minute or two. And I think I gotta I think I gotta troll that subscribe to Malcolm Flex TV, because I noticed every video that I post, I just get that one dislike. I mean, for some reason, but I know it's the same person. All praises due to Allah. So if we don't have any callers on Malcolm Flex TV at this time, family, I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for watching and participating as well. To your brother's show at Malcolm Flex TV. And with that being said, dear family, I greet you as I came with the greeting words of peace and paradise. Assalamu alaikum.